confession to make. I have been dealing with an identity crisis probably for a majority of my life, you know? And that identity crisis kind of shifts and shapes your life as you grow. So not only am I defined or identified by what I am called, I'm also identified by what I see, and now I'm identified by what I do. Come see a man who knew all about the things that I did, who knows me inside and out. I can definitely stand here and say from what I was called, from what I saw, and from the things I began to do, all were markers because I did not know who I was. Satan has been on this mission for all of our lives to distort and rename. These are all the things that the devil started calling: sinner, violator, manipulator, fornicator, liar, thief, rope, unloved, unwanted, deceiver, hater, dumb, stupid, bad, inadequate, fat, ugly, big, little, short, mean, angry. All of those things are things that we hear in our mind. So now we are actually agreeing with what the enemy is calling us. So we are now marked by those identifiers. We are identifying ourselves as those things. Proverbs 33:7 says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The TPT version says, as he thinks within himself, he is. The devil knows that he is reshaping our identity by the words that are coming out of our mouth. So in other words, he doesn't want us looking like our daddy. Jesus' entire ministry was spent renaming, reshaping, and redefining. That's why he healed. That's why he delivered. That's why he raised the dead. Because he looked at these people and said, wait, you don't look like your daddy. That's not how daddy looks. Come on, you need to be healed from that. Wait a minute, why are you oppressed? Oppression don't have anything to do with who God created you to be. No, we need to get that right. So everywhere he went, in every place he went, he spent time with people, letting them know what their true identity is. And what he was saying every single time is, you're redeemed.
Come on.
You're redeemed. Because sometimes in religion, we get caught up in the doing instead of the being. And God didn't ask us to do. He told us to be. I want you to turn to your neighbor and say, are you looking like your daddy? Jesus' death on the cross permanently sealed our redemption. So why are we wrestling with who we are when God has already sealed it through the Son Jesus, saying, you are redeemed, baby, what you doing? You are redeemed, baby, what you doing? You are redeemed, baby, what you doing? Why you living so low? What you doing down there? I didn't call you to low places. I called you to high places. I called you to do those things that I called you to. There's no need for you to sit low and have your head hung down like you don't know who you are. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? That's the title of the message, by the way. Do you know who you are? Redeem means to be restored back to a place or position, to save from sin, error, or evil, to compensate for the faults or bad aspects of something, to gain or regain possession of something in exchange for payment. Holy Spirit said that's not deep. All of those are good. You know, I can feel that. I can feel that. He said, no, that's not deep. Redeemed, redeemed, redeemed is who you are. So in the past or in the present, you can still be.
Hey.
So when God says you are redeemed, he has named you redeemed.
Hey.
Amen. I call you by what I called you from the very essence of who I am, redeemed. And I had to send my son to redeem you so that you will know exactly who you are. I came tonight so that you will not walk out of these doors adding something that God has not called you to be. John 4:23 said, it's who you are and the way you live that counts before God. We are children. We are children. We are children of the Most High God. Everything He has belongs to us. He called you daughter. He called you son. So we have to live like that. Amen. I see a man who knew all the things I did, which let me know what she did didn't matter. So I'm declaring tonight to you, over you, those watching online, what you did doesn't matter. It's who you are that does. God doesn't define you by what you did or what you are doing. He wants you to get a revelation of who you are. Because when we realize and we recognize and we allow that revelation to sink in, we don't have to run back to sin. We don't have to run back to sin. We don't have to run back to sin. Why? Because we know who we are. The great thing about being redeemed, when you realize that you are redeemed, you now can go out and let others know about your Redeemer. And then you can bring others in to show them that, hey, you can be redeemed too. You can be redeemed too. You can be redeemed too. It's not a status, because status is change. God didn't bring you into redemption to change anything but the evil that you saw yourself in. That's it. He wants you to identify with all that He is. So do you know who you are? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Amen. Whenever you are struggling, just get in the presence of God. Because His presence is who He is. So He's coming in just like He did with Adam and Eve in the garden. He just walked in.
Come on.
In the cool of the garden with you to show you exactly who He is. He didn't save us and redeem us for ourselves. It is about us going and letting others know. Come see a man who knew all the things that I did. He knows exactly who I am because He doesn't see me through the eyes of man. He sees me through the eyes of His Father. Amen. Amen.